Hi, I'm Kimberly Jolly from the Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm here with Joanna Figueroa of Fig Tree Quilts, and we're here to present the finishing in our Crossroads Quilt Along. This year's Quilt Along benefits the March of Dimes Foundation, and we're asking for a minimum donation of $5 for each pattern. Join us, along with Moda Fabrics and March of Dimes, to ensure that all babies have a fighting chance. So Joanna designed this wonderful finishing for us and for all of you. And so tell me about how, you came up with the finishing design, because I know we went back and forth a little bit on it.
We did. And I think the way that the original sampler finished was with a real scrappy half square triangle border. And I think when we looked at this quilt, we loved the fact that that was in there and we wanted to incorporate it, but we wanted something a little bit more calm and clean. And so we decided to go scrappy to kind of harken back to this, but all one color. And I think that helps to tie it all together to the chain. And then I think that we just chose real simple borders, right? And I think that for me, when I put borders on a quilt, I see it as like a frame or the parts of a frame on a painting. And so, in a nice painting, you'll have like the matting, and a lot of times you'll have another little, and then like something on the outside, whether it's big or small. And when you look at the painting, the borders really they frame it, obviously. But on a quilt, I think it plays the exact same role. It frames and finishes out the quilt. And I think that borders can really make or break a quilt a lot of times. And I know there's so many people who are afraid of borders, right? They hide their quilt tops away and they're waiting for the borders to go on there. But I think that just having a few sometimes really simple but well-placed borders really makes the difference.
It does.
On a quilt. So I love the colors and the way that the binding on the end blends in with that last border. I think it's a perfect little frame to finish it off.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. And thank you so much for designing this for all of us.
I really am so happy with how it all turned out.
So let's get in the studio and finish off our quilt. Download the Crossroads pattern at fatquartershop.com/crossroads. Cut your fabrics and label them with your alphabetes. Use Aurifil Color 2000 since it matches the fabric perfectly, and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Press according to the pattern. Our first step in the finishing is to make half square triangles for our border. You're going to take a fabric A rectangle and a fabric B rectangle, put them right sides together. Then you're going to cut a 2x6 section of 2-inch finished triangle paper by triangles on a roll. You're going to pin. Now we're going to go to our sewing machine. We're going to use a 1.6 stitch length, and we're going to sew on all of the dotted lines. And we're going to do that with all of our fabric A and fabric B rectangles. Now we're going to cut on all of the solid lines. I usually cut the outside and then the inside. Now what I try to do here, cut the center, and then I'm going to cut the other stripes. So first I'm going to cut this horizontal line, and then I'm going to come back and cut the vertical. And what I try to do, I try to just move really slow so nothing moves. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You want to be really accurate with sewing on your dotted lines and cutting on these solid lines. And so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, now these middle lines that I'm about to cut, you don't have to be as accurate. Now I'm going to peel the paper off. What I like to do is first, if you press on the back, not on the paper side, pull the paper back, it's going to rip right off. Now I'm going to set my seam and press to one side. You're going to make a total of 144 half square triangles, and they'll go together super quick since we're using half square triangle paper. Now we're going to take our half square triangles to make our second borders. First, we're going to make our 2 side second borders by using 34 half square triangle units. Make 2 and press. Next, make your top and bottom second border using 27 half square triangle units. Pay close attention to the direction of the triangles. Now we're going to make our quilt center by making 7 quilt rows. You're going to alternate your chain blocks and your picture blocks. You're going to press toward your sashing on all of them and make a total of 7. Then you're going to make a total of 8 sashing strips. Then put your quilt center together. Now your quilt center's all together and you just have to add your borders. And the borders are what make this quilt spectacular. First, add your side first borders and press. Then your top and bottom first borders and press. Now to do your second borders, you're going to add your side second borders and press. Then your top and bottom second borders and press. Then add your side third borders, press, top and bottom third borders and press. You're almost done. Add your side fourth borders and press. Add your top and bottom fourth borders and press. Then add your side fifth borders, press. Then your top and bottom borders and press. Make sure to watch our backing video to see how we pull this quilt all together. You won't want to miss it.
And thank you so much for all of your support for the March of Dimes Foundation.
And for sewing along with us in 2016. Make sure to hashtag Crossroads Quilt Along and like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again next month on the 15th for our next Crossroads video.
And don't forget to donate to the March of Dimes Foundation. Your contributions will fund life-saving research to end birth defects, premature birth, and infant mortality. Help us ensure that all babies have a fighting chance.
Download each free pattern at factquartershop.com/crossroads. As you share your quilts, remember to hashtag Crossroads Quilt Along and like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.